Hi everyone, I'm posting this video because I have a question regarding Casio's Protrek watches and the V3 engine, comparing the one on the left and the one on the right. I'm particularly questioning the one on the right. You'll understand what I mean in a minute. The one on the left is a Protrek Manaslu PRX-8000T. It has a titanium band, titanium body, magnesium back. And one of the options it has is that it says it receives the atomic signal and sets itself, which it does. And when you scroll through the menus, which I will go through later, you can see that one of the options is to see when it last received the signal, so you know how up to date that setting is. Now, the one on the right is about a third of the price on the one on the left, mainly, I'm sure, because of the body is not titanium, magnesium, etc. Now, it says it has the same V3 engine, so they both do altimeter, barometer, compass. They're both waterproof to like 50 meters. They have a stopwatch, countdown timer, alarm, world time, all that stuff. But again, the one on the left, one of the options on the arrow on the upper left at around between 10 and 11 o'clock, you can see when you scroll through the options, it will get to the last option is R/C, receive. It shows when it last received. The one on the right does not have that option. When you go to the last option, which I believe is world time, I could be wrong, we'll find out later, that when you click back, again, you go to home. There is no receive option. Now, keep in mind, notice the time. The one on the left is about a half a second ahead of the one on the right. But I set the one on the right is half a second ahead of the one on the left. But I set the one on the right when I purchased it about 4 months ago. Now, I know that modern watches are certainly better at keeping time than they were years ago. I remember 15 seconds a month was the standard. I really don't know what it is right now. But there's no way that the one on the right is within half a second without receiving a signal. I just find that hard to believe. My point being, and my question being, does the one on the right automatically receive, like the one on the left, which automatically receives, with the only caveat that it doesn't show you when it received? And, they're trying to downplay that model as not receiving so they can sell it for less, while the one on the right, on the one on the left, people might be willing to pay more for, thinking that it sets itself. My point being, again, that the one on the right is so much cheaper, partly because of the body, but I'm guessing also partly because they don't market it as setting itself. Does this all make sense? Anyway, I'm going to go through the menus on both in a second, so I'll show you what I mean regarding those. But if anybody has any thoughts on this PRG-8000Y on the right, I believe I mentioned that earlier, let me know. I've looked at all the forums. I've tried to do as much online research as I can to find out if the PRG-8000Y, again, the one on the right, actually does receive atomically. But other than this right here that you're looking at, of 4 months of timekeeping, I have no proof. It's just a hunch. So any info would be appreciated. Other than that, hope you had a great year. Happy New Year. And let me know what your thoughts are. Okay, now I'm going to show you what I mean regarding the menus and the options. This is the 8000T with the titanium band. It's the Protrek. Again, it has altimeter, barometer, compass. Let's go through the menus. So it's when you're on the main screen on the bottom, you can see the change in barometric pressure over the last, I think it's 10 or 12 hours. You can see it going up and down. You can look at the digitally time or just the day and date. When you scroll through the menus, watch the needle over here in the upper left around the 10 o'clock move. We went to barometer. Now we show the barometer. Now we have temperature. That's recalling if you're tracking some altitude. If you're climbing, changes in altitude. Has a stopwatch, timer, alarm, multiple alarms, world time, received. This is the key one. Now you can see it received this morning, 12:30 at 12:03 a.m. That's the last time it atomically received the time it set itself. And it pretty much does this every night. Now let's go look, and we're back to our main menu after the receive. So again, let's scroll through real fast. Barometer, temperature, recall, stopwatch, timer, alarm, world time, receive, and back to home. Okay, now we're looking at the PRG-8000Y. You'll notice on the bottom you have the digital time, day and date, or the barometer. So we have the same there. In the upper left, we have very similar where the needle will show what your settings are. So when we scroll through the menu, we start with barometer, just like the other watch. Same temperature, recall. You notice the temperatures are different because one was on my wrist, one wasn't. You have recall for altitude, stopwatch, multiple timer, multiple alarms, world time. Now, after world time on the other one, we have recall to show when the time was set atomically. In this case, it goes right back to home. But again, if you can see by the video, the time is exactly the same as the other one after 4 months. So I have a hard time believing everything else about this engine is the same, yet it doesn't receive. There's no reason that it shouldn't. So if anybody has the info on this, that'd be greatly appreciated. Sorry about the lighting. This is hard to do with the face and everything. But thanks for your help. Have a great day.